right, thanks. People I come to you tonight. I'm slamming on the pulpit. Until there's war, until there's war no more. Till there's war, a hungry mother cries, and an eye for an eye. Well, it just got me blind. Now serious. Oh, but what the hell was it ever for? Is that crazy old man thinks he's in charge of something, but he's not in charge anymore. I say, what? Get your ass back the best that you can. From a soldier's hard case, no, yes, a blood poison. Drop the peace bomb. Drop the peace bomb. You can sing along now. Drop the peace bomb. Let it out. Your voice will really have to work now. Drop the peace bomb, girl. Drop it. Oh, if you could only drop it. Drop it. It's a peace bomb. Ready? Evil dictating. That peace bomb ready to rock. Is the peace bomb ready? Those LSD and kittens, oh Lord, someone go grab them by. Wow. I imagine what that might sound like. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere that mutated meow coming at you. Thank you. Well, this world is not to die for, no matter how deluded you feel. This world, it's just yours to sometimes buckle in and suffer through it. But this world, oh, this world just needs a big old bottle, big baby world, baby world. Drop the peace bomb. Oh, drop the peace bomb. Oh, drop the peace bomb. Drop the peace bomb. Now drop. Fucking drop it. Oh, come on. Drop that motherfucker. Drop it. Is the peace bomb ready? Evil dictate. Peace bomb ready. Thank you very much. Yeah, all right. I'll be on another side of things one night. Good evening, my name's Lou. And I'd like to play for you. Celebrate our fallen comrade. I mean, come on. That guy was mad. If his parents had given him an instrument, maybe he would do this today. About 100, what, years old? How old would Jack have been today?
He died actually today in 1969. He died on October 21st, 1969.
Yep.
It's not his birthday or anything like that. His birthday was March 12th, 1922. So you would have been 85 on March 12, 2007, which is a Monday. We're having a reading there for his birthday on that day.
Oh, yeah.
It's his death day, not his birthday.
Exactamundo. Exactamundo. Oh, baby. So what kind of thing should I give it to you? Should I give it to you which way? Come on, what kind of day was it? Because I'm acoustic.
Soft-sided sideways.
Oh, shizzle. Oh.
That way. That's
Okay,
the
hold on. I'm following this message. I'm getting it from the other world. Well, if you knew that hitchhiking could lead to you finding absolute true love, or it could find you stuck in a refrigerator somewhere in the Ozarks, would you still take your chance? Why, don't you watch TV? Don't you know that the Southwest is littered with chicks in Corvettes and sundown? Just looking for you to put on suntan lotion. Come on, aren't you a Pisces? That's not what I came here to talk to you about. That was a digression. Check this out. So stay more open to be cool. More cool to be open. Like a panda in bamboo. Gaping Hollywood action. I sure knew. Honey, I thought you knew that a man, well, it's only as good as the woman that it feels, yeah. I said a man, yeah, it's only as flawed as love that feels. Sometimes you go when you're young. Sometimes you wait till you're old, but we have to go. Time eats us all. Time beats us all. Time is, oh Lord, it messed me up. Well, if I was your hair, honey, I'd grow wild on you. Last rites has been, but I surf the miracles through. Deeply creeping, but I acquiesce. Oh yes, it's drug money, but you don't love me, honey. You're just a powder kid. Sometimes you go when you're young. Let's hope not. Sometimes you wait till you're old. Let's hope not. But time eats us all. Let's hope not. Time beats us all. Time mess, oh, mess me up. You know this is true. All the things I would have done. All right, you poets.
Yeah.
All right, I would say this. Halloween night. Very special Halloween show. We might disappoint you to be free. And it is Halloween night, not Sunday night.
Hey, Louis, can you talk directly to the mic?
I'm talking directly into this mic. You know, and there wouldn't seem to be a problem with that. No buttons or switch on.
I'm a school teacher. This is close to my heart. It's called public education. You might know the poet Taylor Mali? Check him out, M-A-L-I. He's a teacher too. So we all gotta go to school today. We all gotta go to school today, and we gotta learn real good. We gotta learn real good about biology and geology. We gotta learn a little etymology. U-ology. We all gotta go to school and learn about war and peace-ology. Click, an exclusion-ology. Click, an exclusion-ology. We gotta learn about core subjects and no-nonsense-ology. We all gotta go to school and learn this. We all gotta go to school today. We gotta sit in our chairs real nice like, and we gotta learn. We gotta learn. We gotta learn about cubism and racism, liberalism and conservatism. A little bit of you and meism, some theism and deism. And all the time pretend the world ain't falling apart around our feet. This is what your pencil wrote. 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 It has been bent. Stolen. It has been bent, it's been stolen. This is what your pencil wrote. It has been lied to. It's been lied to and made to take part in these lies. This is what your pencil wrote. Moon mad, surgeon's instrument, carbon cut rip, performing healing while steeped in blackness. Scaffold. Give me a sponge. Give me some forceps. Give me a revolution, because this is what your pencil wrote. This is what your pencil wrote that you let me borrow. One night it wrote, this is what your pencil wrote upon the face of this earth.
That's about
Good day, little Jack Kerouac Memorial.
What's that?
So it's a good day, little Jack Kerouac Memorial. In honor of that, my favorite line from Jack Kerouac comes from Desolation Angels. It says, "Beauty, it comes, for it always comes in great vibrating seasons." It's good to see all you guys out here. This is from a really long piece that I wrote. Let's see how much of it I get through in 5 minutes. I generally assume rhyming, but the beginning part of it kind of got to be in rhyme. It's supposed to connote some sort of movement on the trail. So, anyway. Blue eyes from a boxcar collide with a graveyard that divides fields of dust and ravished corn, seared by the sun and the wind storm. Bone and corn stalk the earth blights, one sent by the plow and one by holy rites. And one rises up again to breathe the air, one chained in a vault of hope and despair. We are what water poured, granite stones on a granite shore, bunkered in earth, sealed below the moving air and the fire's glow. We feel the start, the dance, the end, the flicker, the clamor, and descent. We will be the death of earth as we feel our coming death at birth. There is a change in the air. You can feel the way the freighter cuts it more laboriously. And the earth, all around the fire mill is quenched, and the odor of soft wet dirt humped in heavy silence to the burdened air. The sky seems closer, like Madame Dubon's blue ruffled gown smothering the life of Mina Lloyd, as final reckonings of fire and snow. Northern wanderings through Cayuga Iron Ring, those bitter breast cares he's inviting. Eastbound crossing at the gathering of waters bends back north, snakes west, across alluvial plains through corridors flanked by high pine-topped sandbanks, swampy lowlands, and alder pits. The silted shallows of a slow river's headwaters long running over flat stones. Can you hear it, Theo? The river's song, the water's elusive melody. Enter the forest, enter the far field. There are no restraints of movement, no cloistered, no clasped enclaves. There is no space that does not beseech our presence, no space that cannot be invented. In complication, we search out our colors. We are the baffled heroes, learning the bitter wisdom. The crisp beat of the blade, scudding along reeds and water lilies. Our landmarks, sound, sand, wind, moon, postponed murmurs and fluid beatings. We are of a flame and mellifluence. Once phantoms of sycamores, bent boughs of birchwood, ancient knots of ancient cypress, the burning vibrance of aspens, auguries of ash, counting heat, dispast polarity. I lead it. So then, up with the yoke to plow the boneyards of this their ghostly empire. Plow their roots, lay their fury to waste. Relation, force, occupation, possession, avarice, expression, succession, sorrow grown denser with each wave of blue. Insidious avatars cleave the imagination to bone. Pound gave to us the plight of the poet in wartime, and through our veins courses the pith of that plight. So give to me, dear friend, the plight of the poet in the dying time. And these endless motions, these slow interventions, these immensely empty caverns and dusty vessels, plugged-in lives, Mauberly's melancholy, agony of fundamentalism, crucifixion of thought, ceremony of greed, and the hawk circling about this remarkable garbage. Sing to me, I commission you. Cry, if you will, howl, boil tears out your eyes, fill the receptacles with mercury, your voice. Baptized by fire, cleansed by water, born of water, defined by earth, sealed by air. Shattered rock, bleeding clean water into Lake Itasca's glacier-gored earthen hole. I try to speak and turn to stone.
Oh, man. Our original program for tonight was we were going to have an opening reading from 8 to 9, and then we were going to have the Jack Kerouac Memorial reading for the rest of the night. But since we had some trouble with the sound and stuff, we're hours behind schedule. We'll see what happens. Today is C.K. Mr. Haven's birthday, and he's going to read something for you guys. So let's have a nice warm welcome. Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. I had Skeeter next. Skeeter had something for a minute and a half. Let's have a nice warm welcome for Skeeter, who's never read here before.
Can you speak up? All right, thank you.
All right. So, this is I'm alone with somebody that you actually love, somebody who care about the goals. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall. But in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call. It's telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as a dove. But for the first time in my life, you know, I see I need love. But there I was, just giggling about the games that I never played with many hearts, but I'm not saying no names. The thought occurred, teardrops made my eyes burn. As I said to myself, look what you've done to her. But I can feel it inside, I just can't explain how it feels. But all I know is that I never dish another raw deal. Playing make-believe, pretending that I'm true. But holding in my laughs when I say that I love you. Saying no more, just kissing you on the ear. Whispering I love you and I'll always be here. Though I often reminisce, I can't believe that I found a desire for true love is floating around. But inside my soul, because my soul is full. But when half of me deserves to be this way till I'm old, but the other half, it needs affection and joy. That's the love that is created by a girl and a boy.
Alright, this is called DITO. A body hair glistens on long-legged livers as needles in a push cushion. Hide, I said, deep in the temperate of the regional armies. My steep creek fills different transformations. The negated void, dead not so dead to be. I am the nocturnal ambush, passing prey in predatory street swings. My children will molt, shedding their exoskeletons past the time of adulthood. They will forever regenerate the revolution. This group, a group, cannibal critique, medieval glove snapping across our faces, our origin starting as wolf spiders, the 8 legs that burrow, our footing strong. And I've been down so long it looks like up to me, whether in or out, the tarantula and the tarantula, evolving in the storm-drained runoff for society whimsy. Lead it, the ocean rose on a cartographer's map. Melt it, the oceans collide, wetting these maps. And you, lunatics, smiling out window, binocular cavity searching. I, heretic, staring out over the wood of my witch trial, the kindling hot underfoot. Yes, live at the witch trials, here, down in the tarantula ocean, where a movement built on stenciled outlines, a ditto page from a ditto machine, spirit duplication printing on wax carbon. Copy, do you hear this voice? Copy, no dead ends to follow. Copy, when only dead ends appear. The dice has been thrown into the tarantula ocean, where I will catch it, imprint in the wax carbon of this palm. In the tarantula ocean, no garnish for this festival, just sweet, energetic loss. No mediation, no dogmatic trust. The place where generations will come to gather, where they will fill out the pages with new image. For now, the books have gone the way of waterlogs. I clean the clocks, I dig the fingernails into the groove of the skulls, I read the bolts of lightning, I drop the sinkers that go deep into the tarantula ocean, I speak in the voice of naked meals, of shadow men, the gutting of pumps with these numb wooden fingers. Pummel me, the screw strip bare, give me a note that learns as it goes, blind me, the mash that exists inside my mouth, strike it, hit the roof, singe, burn, repeat. I need a thick skin, you mangy old snake, for I will not rest until the hydra has no heads. Until I drink the blood of iron chins, I will keep the blaze ready for the bath of ruin, ripened, ripped off. The nag of authority of censor will drown in crystallized riches. I'm on the waterfront of the tarantula ocean. Shiver, shake, nerves, shoot this broom, sweep this dust, tidy in postmodern twilight. These legs will run inside that old cat's pajamas, will breathe inflammation, snap out the symbols from your hair like leaves from a past gone mad. The flotation devices are these interior walls. History conned a gift shop, the ditto page, let us get on the bus, cut the wool out of their eyes, let's all get down in the tarantula ocean, for I believe you can swim. Thank you.
How many of you guys have turned 25 yet? Woo! All right, one person in the whole room? Everybody in the whole room is under 25? Okay, how many of you turned 18 yet? Okay, so you're just not listening. It's not that you're under 25. Okay, next we have Leslie. Let's have a nice warm welcome for Leslie.
You smell like onions that were taken off the grill days ago. The steaks have all been eaten, but nobody wanted you, and I don't know why I care so much about uneaten onions. I'd rather eat corn anyway, shucked in my grandma's kitchen over soft bluegrass and warm Coca-Colas, from those slender glass bottles she loved so much. She wouldn't drink out of cans, said they ruined the taste. We'd shuck and shuck and shuck, and when summertime came, our hands would be too raw to handle the steaming corn. We ate during Wheel of Fortune, and Grandma'd holler out vows and tell us to eat up. Said she didn't want her kin to go hungry. And maybe that is why I care so much. My uncle says I am my grandmother, and even though we aren't kin, I can see that you're going hungry. It shows in your leftover ribs.
Read one of your own poems and open reading before we go on to the next part of the evening?
Yeah, thank you. Sure.
Yeah, if you have something under 5 minutes to start.
This is called Poem for That Dark Boat on the River.
Louder.
Poem in C minor for the dark boat on the river. Let us say the same things eternally, because imitation and repetition are the hardwired signs and the threats of genius. And let me hold you on the broken sand and weep for the sunset, will I tell you that the earth will also hold you. And let me dream finally on this shipwreck in this America of foreign beaches and of free hearts, where there are horses that run like silver shadows in the jungle. And let me fall into 1,000 pieces and stay there for 1,000 years, threshed by locusts,
and unnamed insects without wings. Let me stand by this web alone and clean, holding briefcases and staring intently at these new cathedrals of grief. And let me forget each day like this as it passes into the mouth of a blue night, chased by the low songs of mountain and deer. Let me find you on an island, naked and wet and black, fashioning arrows, because you are a music that discovers new lands. And let me die here, he said, that other kind of death. Oh, dark mother, come with a mask in your left hand and with the subterranean blood of the earth. Because I am tired, and I am tired of the tunnels and the blind alleys, and I am tired of the supplications demanded by my own name, and of the many hours of our fate together, digging for potatoes and the ashes that separate one world from another.
When I came to Colorado like 21 years ago, 22 years ago today, my girlfriend got murdered, and when I was living in Hollywood, and my whole life changed and fell apart, and I ended up moving here because of it, you know, and like I had a really good job, and I was acting in TV shows and movies and different weird stuff like that in Hollywood, and then this terrible thing happened, and I ended up here, so she died 22 years ago today, and been having I tried to forget about it by drinking for 10 hours a day for 20 years, but it didn't help, so I just gave up on that too. So we're having a Jack Kerouac memorial reading tonight, because he died in 1969 on October 21st, and we've been doing this every year, and usually people come to listen, but not many people come to participate, so maybe Clint will read something, I'll read something, Wills will play the upright bass, we have some shirts and stuff like that. So this is from Old Angel Midnight. Friday afternoon in the universe in all directions, in and out, you got your men, women, dogs, children, horses, poems, ticks, perks, pans, parts, pools, balls, pails, parturiences, and pedery thieveries that turn into heavenly Buddha. I know, boy, what I was talking about, because I made the world, and when I made it, no lie, and had Old Angel Midnight for my name, and concocted up a world so nothing you had forever thereafter make believe it's real. But that's all right, because now everything will be all right, and we'll sue the forever boys and girls, and more forward through, we'll find a name for this goddamn golden eternity, and tell a story too. But did you ever read a story as vast as this that begins Friday afternoon with working men on scaffolds painting white paint and ends merrily in little black dens and microbes worn in your kidneys and messerules microbing in the innards of mercery and microbes dreaming of the ultimate microbehood, which then ultimates outward to the endless past empty atom, which is this imaginary universe, ending nowhere and never even been born, as Bankay well pulled when he buried his mother over the rocks to Twa UT. And people visit his hut to inquire, what other planet features this? And he answers, what other planet? Though the sounds of the entire world are now swimming through this window, through Mrs. McCardiola's Twando, and old Pokes home drunk again. And of course you hear the cats wailing in the whale bar, wild bar, ward fence, moonlight, midnight, angels, dolphin, immensity, visions of the Tata Hata Gata seat of purity and womb, so that there is all this infinite, immaterial metal like golden ash, swim swarming in our enlightened brains, and the silent shh, and the silent shh. Shut up! The silent shh. This is all written part of this thing here. She falling in our endless ear, and still we refuse naked and blank to hear. What, the who? The who? To what you? We'll just say that Diamond Boat and Persipine, Recipine, Milltown, Heroine, and fact matches the silver ages everlasting swarm swallowing in a simple broom. And at night you raise the square white light from your ghost beneath the root drinking tree. And coyote won't hear you, but you'll ward off the inexistency devils just to pass the time away. And meanwhile, it's timeless to the ends of the last light year. It might as well be getting late Friday afternoon, whereas we start, so sound can come home when his works are done and drink his beer and tweak his children's eyes. 2. And what talents it takes to bail boats out. You'd never flank till flail pipe throat howdy. Who was it out of the bar of the 7 Seas and all the Italians of 7th Street and Sausalito slit sleet with parting knives that were used in the ream kitchens to cut the innards out of gizzards out on a board? Why, twa, wow, why, shit, oh man, I'm telling you, wait! We bait the rat and forget to mark the place, and soon Sita comes and eat it and puke out grit. Fa yen pas de casse, chanson, the idiot imbecile, vas malada, la senora del Madrigal. So we got this cat here, her name is Sita, like Kerouac he is. Talks about people and cats by their first names, so when Sita comes along and eats it and pukes out the grit, that's a cat, not a person. Makes it any nicer. But as soon as someone wants to start, the world takes on these new propensities. 1. Barbouche. The way the cradon bifa shima ya yenabak. 2. Flack tea, irritate, interrupted chainsaw, sting, eucalyptus words inside the outside void that, good God, we can't believe is anything as a Rasafalawali, any the Paranashar Maram of Midori with his bloody arse cakes. Shit! Go to 3. Finally, just about the time they put the wood to the poets in France and fires broke out, recapitulating the capitulation of the continent of Mu, located just south of Patch Park, with his hair askew and wearing gold ring ears and Vaseline hair oil in his arse asshole, flaunted all the old queers and lecherous cardinals who wrote pious manuals and announced that henceforth he was to be the sole preventer provider this side of Kiss That. So, in 1945, Jack Kerouac went to the beach with his girlfriend at Coney Island, and he put all this grease in his hair and put on her gold earrings, you know? And he thought, I wonder if anyone will think I'm a gypsy or whatever, you know? And so he was like one of the first guys, like masculine men, non-transsexual, to like wear earrings to the beach, you know? And nobody noticed, I guess, or nobody was like, you know, now if you go to the beach in Coney Island, lots of guys have earrings on. So that was this thing about the hair askew, wearing gold ring ears and Vaseline hair oil in his arsehole. Instead of which, hey Mariputa, you son of a bitch, you cocksucker, you hang that board down here and I'll go to cot you, you neon, you bum, you lick lock, mix it for pot tit, al lamanana, la la costa, redavana, boo, coo, la, swinging Friday afternoon in eternity. Here comes Key Kerouac, with long golden robe flowing through the Greek islands, with Bardic forgot and Lard question mark, with Marty Manuel under his Portuguese top, sherry rot gut, singing Kia! Trying to warn all of you, essence of stuff won't do. God, why did you make this world? Answer, because I guat polka renamishtava inamanga asta, are you forever with it? Question mark. I like the bliss of the mind. All right, I'm going to call up the fucking gods right now. Arya, Arave, you goddamn hog-licking, lip-literally twiller fishmonger. Kiss my purple royal ass baboon. Puta, whore, you and your retinues of chariots and fox. Devadatta, angel of mercy. Prick, lover, mush, run on you dog-eared kiss. Willie, Nellie, Dexter, Michigan, ass wearing rat hole. And I really like that he said Dexter, Michigan there because my grandpa's grandpa moved to Dexter, Michigan in 1849. And his name was Peter Johnson. My grandpa's name was Peter Johnson, and he moved to Dexter, Michigan in 1849. And there's two, and they said that he changed his kid's name to Peters, so because Johnson was too much of a dick reference, you know. And so then his grandson named his kid Dick Peters, you know, just to make sure that Peter Johnson wasn't bad enough, you know. Dick Peters, my uncle Dick, you know, who everyone called Dick, I guess he survived until he died. The rats in my cellar is an old Canuck, and so it's really great, like Kerouac putting Dexter, Michigan in this poem because it doesn't amuse anybody else except me, as far as I know. The rats in my cellar is an old Canuck who wasn't fooled by rebirth, but be God, gotta admit, I was born for the same reason. I put this glass to my lip. Run, old God whore! The key to ecstasy is forevermore and furthermore blind. Butayanka, God of mercy, boron, moron, boron, boron, oh mon boron. All of ye rush, ghosts and evil spirits. If you appear, I'm saved. How can an old fool with an old man with a stovepipe and wine dripping down his chin? The flowers are my little sisters and I love them with my dear heart. Ash cans turn to snow and milk when I look. I know sinister alleys. I had a vision of Hanshan, darkened by sunbomb and odd rags, standing short in the gloom, scary to see. Poetry, all these vicious writers and bores, and scriptural apocalyphizers fucking their own dear mothers because they want ears to sell, and the axe haiku. And all the little fine angels immersing in this weary prose hand handling dumb pencils like a school long ago, the first Rensselaer special, Henry Miller's Everywhere, Fridaying the World, Rex Ross, not a bad egg, Creeley, real imagination, realizing rock and roll, snort, rip, and snort a pot oyster stew of Onondaga, Scotia shores where 6 birds weak the nest and part wasted his twill till I. Mush, wish I could sing you all songs of pretty Nova Scotia, hot and pea and pack, waller wop, snot, polly, wally, but can't. Cause I'll get sick and die anyway, and you too, born to die, little flowers, Fiorola, look around. The burlap's buried in the wood on an angle, axe haiku, La Religion, Sedala, Marty, Pala, de Marty, Shom down the door. God's asleep, dreaming! We've got to wake him up! Then all of a sudden we're asleep dreaming. He comes and wakes us up. How gentle. How are you, Mrs. Jones? Fine, Mrs. Smith. Tit within tat, eye within tooth, bone within light, like drop some little beads of sweetness in that stew. Oh, phony poetry. The heart of the onion. That stew's too good for me to eat. You. People, schmeeple. Manuel Miracirioso on the drums, and we have Clint reading from Big Sur. Let's have a thunderous welcome for Clint.
I'm going to read the first chapter, and don't worry, it's only like Big Sur. This is after Jack rode on the road. It was like 3 years, he was super famous, and he was really getting pissed off about the fame, and it was kind of ruining his life. So there's an irony. You try to write a book, you get famous, then you do, and you're mad about it. So this is about him trying to escape to San Francisco. The church is blowing a sad wind-blown Kathleen on the bells in the Skid-Row slums as I wake up all woebegone and goopy, groaning from another drinking bout, and groaning most of all because I ruined my secret return to San Francisco by getting all silly drunk while hiding in the alleys with bums and then marching forth into North Beach to see everybody. And I'd exchange huge letters outlining about how I would sneak here and there and quietly and call him on the phone using this code name like Adam Yulch, who was a writer, and then we would secretly drive into his cabin in the Big Sur woods while I would finally be alone and undisturbed for last 6 weeks just chopping wood, drawing water, writing, sleeping, hiking, etc., etc. But instead, I bounced drunk into a City Lights bookshop at the height of Saturday night business, and everybody recognized me. Even though I was wearing its disguise, like a fisherman's hat, a fisherman's coat, and these waterproof pants, and it all ended up with another roaring drunk in all the famous bars. The bloody King of Midnights is back in town, buying drinks for everyone. 2 days of that, including Sunday, the De Lorenzo is supposed to pick me up at my secret Skid Row hotel that everybody knew about. And then he calls for me and there's no answer. He has the clerk open the door and what does he see? But me, out on the floor among all these bottles, and then big and stretched out partly beneath the bed, and Robert Browning, the beatnik painter, out on the bed snoring, and he says to himself, I'll pick him up next week. I guess he wants to drink for a week or so in the city, like he always does. And I'm almost 40 years old, I'm bored and jaded, and a roommate, Buck, crashing across the salt flat. But in any case, a wonderful start towards my retreat so generously offered by Sweeto Monstanzo. And instead of going through smooth and easy, I wake up drunk, sick, disgusted, frightened, in fact terrified by that sad song across the roofs, Kathleen mingling with the lachrymose cries of the Salvation Army meeting in the corner below, saying, Satan is the cause of your alcoholism, Satan is the cause of your immortality, Satan is everywhere working to destroy you unless you repent now. And worse than that, the sound of old drunks throwing up in rooms next to mine, the creak of hall steps, the moans everywhere, including the moan that had awakened me, my own moan. In the lumpy bed, a moan caused by a big roaring woo-woo in my head, and it shot me out of my pillow like a ghost.
That was Clint Locke, C.K. Dexter Haven reading from On the Road, and Shenandoah from the Body Electric, who's sitting on the piano and the drums. And once again, let's have a thunderous welcome for Shenandoah. And C.K. Dexter Haven, whose birthday is today, reading for the first time ever with live jazz music. You know, let's hear it for C.K. Dexter Haven reading from On the Road. Shenandoah.
We've reached the approaches of the last plateau.
Louder.
Now the sun was golden, the air keen blue, and the desert with its occasional rivers, a ride of sandy, hot space, and some biblical tree shade. Now Dean was sleeping and standing dry, but the shepherds appeared, dressed as in first times, in long flowing robes, the women carrying golden bundles of flax, the men staves. Under great trees of the shimmering desert, the shepherds sat and convened, and the sheep moiled in the sun and raised dust beyond. Man, man, I yelled to Dean, wake up and see the shepherds, wake up and see the golden world that Jesus came from. With your own eyes, you can tell. He shot his head up from the seat, saw one glimpse of it all in the fading red sun, and dropped back to sleep. When he woke up, he described it to me in detail and said, yes, man, I'm glad you told me to look. Oh, Lord, what shall I do? Where will I go? He rubbed his belly. He looked to heaven with red eyes. He almost wept. The end of our journey impended. Great fields stretched on both sides of us. The noble wind blew across the occasional immense tree groves and over old missions turning salmon pink in late sun. The clouds were close and huge and rose. Mexico City by dusk. We made it. A total of 1,900 miles from the African yards and center of these vast biblical areas of the world. And now we're about to reach the end of the road. Shall we change our insect t-shirts? Nah, let's wear them into town. Hell's bells. And we drove into Mexico City. A brief mountain pass took us suddenly to a height from which we saw all of Mexico City, stretched out in its volcanic crater below and spewing city smokes and early dust lights. Down to it we zoomed down Insurgents Boulevard, straight toward the heart of town and Reformer. Kids played soccer in enormous sad fields and threw up dust. Taxi drivers overtook us and wanted to know if we wanted girls. No, we didn't want girls now. Long, ragged adobe slums stretched out in the plain. We saw lonely figures in the dimming alleys. Soon night would come. Then the city roared in, and suddenly we were passing crowded cafes and theaters and many lights. Newsboys yelled at us. Mechanics slouched by, barefoot with wrenches and rags. Mad barefoot Indian drivers cut across us and surrounded us and tooted downtown Mexico City, thousands of pictures in floppy straw hats and long lapel jackets over bare chests padded along the main drag. Some of them selling crucifixes and green in the alleys. Some of them kneeling in beach chapels next to Mexican roulette shows and sheds. Some alleys were rubble with open swords and little doors led to box-sized bars stuck with adobe walls. You had to jump over a ditch to get your drink. And at the bottom of the ditch was the ancient lake of the Aztec. You came out of the bar with the back to the wall and edged back to the street. You served coffee mixed with rum and nutmeg. Marble glare was everywhere. Hundreds of floors lined themselves along the dark, narrow streets, and their sorrowful eyes gleamed at us in the night. We wandered in a frenzy and a dream, ate beautiful steaks for 48 cents in the strange tile Mexican cafeteria. Generations of marimba musicians standing at one immense marimba, also wandering singing guitarists and old men on corners blowing trumpets. You went by the sour stink of old saloons. They gave you a water glass and cactus juice in there at 50 cents. Nothing stopped. The streets were alive all night. Beggars slept, rapped, and advertising posters torn off fences. Old families as they sat on the sidewalk playing little flutes and chuckling in the night. Their inner feet stuck out, the dim candles burned. All Mexico was one vast bohemian cannon. On corners, old women cut up the boiled heads of cows and ran morsels of tortillas and served them with hot sauce on newspaper napkins. This was the great and final wild, uninhibited, free and childlike city that we knew we would find at the end of the road. Deep walked through with his arms hanging zombie-like at his sides, his mouth open, his eyes gleaming, conducted a ragged and holy tour. The last till dawn and appealed to the boy in a straw hat who laughed and chatted with us and wanted to play catch. But nothing ever ended. Yes, that's
And I draw the big friend.
If you get tired, let me know and I'll help you.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't planning on reading the whole thing.
Can I read the first page or something, then you can join in? You just stay up here? Or you got the first page? Okay. That's the best part. Go ahead. Go for it. Let's hear it for Andrea.
Chursin, you ain't just whistling, Dixie, see? Chursin, because of my father's here below. Kitchen lights on, sea engines from Russia, seabirding here below. When rocks out sea frog, I'll know why. Cracked up and scramble up my double-legged cliffs to the silt of a million years. Shoo, shaw, shush, go on, die, saw like a billion-year rock knocker. Gavroon, seabird, bluebird, sad as white and hill, love as mother and fog. See, where's your little Neptune tonight? These gentle tree pulp pages which have nothing to do with your crash door. Lions, see, we're made for rock. Humble seabird, dig down and look at hollow beat. Move, darkling, crash, again. Wine is salt here. Tidal wave fishing, engines of Russia in your soft. Les poissons de la mer parlaient pourtant. Mon nom est la brise de Kerouac. Parlez-vous aussi parler? Parlez-me, ocean sanding, crash the billion rocks. Kerouac, shore, shoe, God, rat. The headland looks like a long-nosed collie sleeping with his light on his nose as the ocean, obeying its accommodations with mine, crashes in which could and will intrude in thy rhythm of sand and thoughts, big, Indian shoulders on that son of a bitch. Parlez, please speak to me in silvery light. Your pool opened up the basket, right? Wind in, the canyon, wind in the rain, wind in the rolling rash, the moving and tea rattles, see, diving sea. Au cœur de la vengeance, de la roche,
Thank you, sea. They originate from the we sea. Anyway. Boom the Ari Shah Shoosh Shah Shoosh Flute Rava Tapa Bada 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 Pow Coop Loop Roof. No. All change and magnifying my mountain of feet. Just finding the change in thought to join the boomerangers in the cave of light and built a house above it. Never fear, neighbor foire, les bretons qui parlent de langue la telemer. Over the sea, oh space we speak, hasten. Let no mouth swallow the sea. Gavro, 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 the church and Chinese. An old fingernail sea. Is it ringing in your ear?
Ball, raven God. Through halos and holes and gold folds, and right hand would say, go moan for man, go groan, go roam alone, go fought down, be little beneath my sight, go fought that I hence, and have this rule from what you want true. Well, I wrote that book as wrong to die, in the loneliness of my life, my father dead, my brother dead, my mother far away, my sister and my wife far away, nothing here, my own tragic hands, once left God, disappeared in the common dark of all our deaths. And so, on the last page of On the Road, I describe how the hero Lee Moriarty came all the way from the West Coast to see me for a day or two. We've just been across the country several times in cars, now our adventure's over. We're still grateful.
We went to my house in Patterson and slept. I was the first to wake up late in the afternoon. Dean and Mary Lou were sleeping on my bed, Ed and I on my aunt's bed. Dean's battered, unhinged trunk lay sprawled on the floor with socks sticking out. A phone call came for me in the drugstore downstairs. I ran down. It was from New Orleans. It was old Bull Lee, who'd moved to New Orleans. Old Bull Lee, in his high, whining voice, was making a complaint. It seemed a girl called Galatea Dunkel had just arrived at his house for a guy Ed Dunkel. Bull had no idea who these people were. Galatea Dunkel was a tenacious loser. I told Bull to reassure her that Dunkel was with Dean and me, and that most likely we would be picking her up in New Orleans on the way to the coast. Then the girl herself talked on the phone. She wanted to know how Ed was. She was all concerned about his happiness. How did you get from Tucson to New Orleans? I asked. She said she wired home for money and took the bus. She was determined to catch up with Ed because she loved him. I went upstairs and told Big Ed. He sat in a chair with a worried look, an angel of man, actually. All right now, said Dean, suddenly waking up and leaping out of bed. What he must do is at once. Mary Lou, rustle around the kitchen, see what there is. So, you and I go downstairs and call Carl. Ed, you see what you can do straightening out the house. I followed Dean, bustling downstairs. The guy who ran the drugstore said, you just got another call. This one from some...
He's the only person ever to learn English by reading On the Road out loud. Would anyone else like to participate before we end this evening? How about if you played like an exciting musical interlude to end the evening?
I got one. I'm going to keep it so short, y'all going to just imagine.